It was so I was swearing. So we had because of there's an Amish that apparently are allowed to use Japanese mecha to cause havoc on a holiday. But they're not real Americans. So anyway, I figured we go inside into the studio where the magic happens, and we'll start. We're gonna do some reader questions. I've had reader questions, and I haven't forgotten you. So, and I'm gonna say your names, and when you have the long numbers, I'm gonna say those too. Okay. One guy just asked, "What was your opinion of Virgil's Aenid?" I think you've read that, and it has any relation to the Odyssey or the Iliad. This is Master123498.
The Aeneid, the story
Aeneid,
of
right.
Aeneas, who's actually a dude that gets beat up by Diomedes twice. His patron goddess was Aphrodite, the goddess of war, Cytherea of the moon, who Diomedes also jacked up and wounded War himself, who was her paramour. So it's the Aeneid I like very much. I enjoyed Virgil, and Virgil was a huge influence on Dante Alighieri or Alighieri.
Yeah, Alighieri.
Virgil is his guide.
Right, in the Inferno, yeah, and then the other ones.
So, and that was, I'm sure, inspired by Odysseus being guided by an ancient seer and poet in the Odyssey down into the underworld.
I remember that.
So the Romans considered it their origin story. Virgil apparently did not want to write it, but his boss Augustus Octavian made him write it. His patron. There was a point where it was a very patriotic, pro-Roman story.
I'm gonna tell that Roman guy, like, I'm not gonna listen to what you say. What are you gonna do? All right, sorry. Continue.
Well,
what are you gonna do?
If DJT shows up at the door and says, "Hey, bro, you're going to write an adventure novel," and
All right, son.
I was like, yeah,
okay.
I got you, boss.
Okay, got you.
Right. Just leave one of the guys with the cheap suit and the sunglasses.
Yeah, don't whack me, bro.
I'll be good. All right, so he seems to have written it under duress, and I used that as an analysis of Aryan migrations in my book, Sons of Arius. I never completed doing the analysis of the Aeneid. I only did, I think, like the first 20% of the book.
Okay.
I was starting to have a lot of trouble with my eyes, so the only one I finished was Beowulf and Gilgamesh. I never finished the other epic poems. I'm still working on the Song of Roland. I'm never going to get the Death of Arthur done, and I probably won't go back to the Aeneid, but I really enjoyed it. I read it in two different translations, side by side.
Oh, wow.
So that would help me with my analysis of it. So because I can't read the original language it was written in, so I try to never just use one translator.
Yeah, I actually have. I think I have a little copy of it that I got at the my old job. Used to have the Salvation Army book thing where you would put a quarter in, you would put 50 cents in for a soft cover and $1 for a hardcover, and I have Virgil's Aeneid in like a little pocket book from like 1903 or something.
It's essentially a nautical migration story, so it comes out of the same events and the same, what's called a dark age, that Jason and the Argonauts, or it was called the Argonautica. Okay, the Argonautica, the Odyssey, the Iliad, and the Aeneid, they all come out of the same story, and they are about tribal migrations across oceans in times of natural disaster and warfare, and what's now called, I think, ethnic cleansing or genocide.
Oh.
And there's a lot of similarity to the imagery and actually the subject matter in Beowulf. Even down to how the Swan Lake ships are described, because there was very little alteration in sailing technology from 2000 BC to 1000 AD.
Okay, that's interesting. I have a whole list of books to read. I'll get to that. All right, that's for you, Master 123498.
Thank you.
I assume you were born in '98, but anyway.